What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Before we get into what the hell's going on right here, we gotta talk about thieves. There are some rats in the sewers of my life. Not really, but it kind of amuses me, the whole coincidental situation of, like, for those of you that remember the recent Street Fighter videos I did, how, like, I'm trying to learn Street Fighter from the ground up. And so in order to do that, I'm gonna pick Ryu and, you know, build myself a foundation before so I can learn how to play Street Fighter before I learn how to play whatever character I end up maining. That was the intention behind it. And so it's kind of amusing to me that now, like, the newest Excellent Adventures with Gutex and Mike Ross has Mike Ross going back to basics and using Ryu to build himself back a foundation and learn how to play Street Fighter. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's coincidental. But I just thought that was amusing. Just some irony in the situation, I suppose. But so this shit right here. Let's talk about this shit that don't nobody like. I tried out the there's like an invasion. Sometimes there's a factional invasion that happens, and you can fight for points and shit. And so I was like, you know, let's try this shit. So I tried out the faction boss. And they have perma armor, meaning it's not just, you know, like one hit of armor and then you can put them into a combo. They have complete armor. You cannot break it. You cannot do anything to it. Everything will just bounce off of them. So because of that, that fight is absolutely no fun whatsoever. It's stupid. There's no point to it. You can't do anything to a character that has permanent super armor. And so it's boring, and the only real thing to do is, like, the only real reason to participate in that is for the faction points, but who cares about your faction? So then I tried out this shit. This is a faction tower, the invasion tower, and it comes with modifiers, and they're stupid. Granted, I'm not sure how stupid these will be because I haven't seen any of these yet, but, like, for the first one, all of my directional buttons were reversed, so, and it's not just, like, for instance, Modoc's jamming bomb, where I believe in that, it only changes your left and right buttons. It doesn't change up and down. But in this, it changed all of them. It changed left, right, up, and down. So I had to hold up if I wanted to block low. It was a nightmare to try and, you know, obviously do anything with that. So I ended up just standing there and just holding the block button and waiting until the AI got close enough for me to smack in the face, and then I smacked them in the face. And then continued standing there and just waited. Fun gameplay right there. And then the next one reversed it didn't reverse, it just switched up all of my buttons. So kind of the same thing, just buttons instead of directions, except it's changed round to round. Every single round the buttons became something different. So I had just enough time to figure out what each button does and adjust to it and figure out, you know, the sequence of combos I need to do, the sequence of moves I need to do in order to get combos, for them just to switch it all around again. So fuck that noise. And then the next one has the screen fade to black like every 3 seconds, so you just can't see what's going on. It's all just shit that's like, this might be kind of like fun for some, you know, nonsense party bullshit with friends, but when you're on one side, an AI that will be completely unaffected by this shit is on the other side, it's not fun. So we're about to see, I think this is the last fight. I hope this is the last fight.
Round 1.
Don't perform an uppercut. Okay. Oh my god, this shit. Fuck. Are my controls reversed? Because I'm not getting special moves. Oh my god, there's a tornado. God, this is what I talk about. I had this one too. Oh my god, my controls are reversed. Did I just get hit by a fire? Like, what the hell? What fire hit me? So what do I have to do? Fuck it, I'm just X-ray. Whatever. Whatever! Who gives a shit? Now we're right side up for the duration of the X-ray. But this is what I'm talking about! This is so my controls are different here, so up is down. Basically. Actually, I think they're completely different. No, they're not completely different. This is so dumb. And then it switches. God, that's disorienting. Hope none of you get motion sickness. These fucking meteors. I'm just wake up grab. Didn't work. Yeah. Oh my god.
Didn't see that coming?
Shit. Is that right? Nope, that wasn't right. I tried to adjust to do a... Okay, good, that was the last one. See, that's... There's just those modifiers. It's like some of them are fine, like the stage hazard shit. Like, that's okay. I guess that's a reason to do it. 1,000 coins? Nah, that's not worth it. Not for 1,000 coins. But yeah, it's... Oh. You know, like the screen reversal, the input reversal, just all of that shit. Stage hazards and stuff like that is okay. You can use them to your advantage, but the other things just fuck it. It turns it into just bullshit. Let me actually. I'll show you this boss fight. I think ultimately the real intention isn't really to like do stuff to like damage him. It's just you should be trying to block everything. So like maybe I should just be doing down 1 attacks and then block everything, then do it down 1 when I get an opportunity. That's actually something I need to talk about. Discoveries in how to play. Fuck. Armor. Ow. I should actually test this out. Can you throw? Nope. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about then. It's completely pointless. You can't do anything. And you know, when they can, the AI, the way a fighting game AI is designed, is just inherently designed in the majority of fighting games is that it reads your inputs and it reacts to your inputs. So when you have something that is reacting to your inputs and has armor, it's just gonna blow through before you can recover every single time, no matter what button you press. So I have no idea what they were thinking when they designed that fight. Instead of actually like making it challenging and interesting, they just said, let's just give that character full hyper armor and call it a day. Excellent, wonderful design right there. So Mortal Kombat, I ran a set with a somebody from a viewer and somebody from the friends list. I'm not gonna post the entire thing because ultimately I think I am not good enough that people want to care about that much. Like, it's the first video was like 55 minutes long. I think about 40 of that was part of that match, and there's another like 40-minute video after that. It basically was I kind of turned it into a first to 15-ish, except I went to 16, but whatever. But ultimately, it's a simple fact that, you know, I was looking at the game the wrong way. I was looking at the game as if I needed to find, I needed to be able to punish everything with a full combo. That was how I was. I think that's what I want. And so my entire game plan was try and punish with these moves. Kotal Khan's fastest move that he can confirm into a full combo is 10 frames. It's his back 1 attack. And so I was sitting there thinking, that's what I need to do. I need to find places to punish, but that's not, that was the wrong mentality to have, because most things are not more unsafe. There are very few things that are more unsafe than negative 10. And they are very, well, actually, they're really not obvious. That's the unfortunate part, really, is that none of it's obvious. Like, you will have Kotal Khan actually has a perfect move for this. His quarter circle forward 2 move, which is the one that goes into animation, sticks in your shoulder, and he rips it out if it hits. If it doesn't hit, it slams past you, it pushes you, the character, it hits backwards, does this little shockwave kind of thing on the ground, but that doesn't have a hitbox at all. And then Kotal Khan just kind of sits there for a bit. Like, kind of just keeps the, whatever the weapon is called, stuck to the ground for maybe like a quarter of a second, and then he pulls it back and resheathes it. So you would think, seeing that animation, that move must be punishable, but it's not. It's only something like, I mean, it's negative on block. Actually, I guess we can go see that, right now. Oops, I guess we kind of want to be War God for that. I think it's like -5 or something like that. Like, it's not punishable. However, there are, again, like I said, most things in this game are not punishable. That being said, there is very little in this game that is plus on block or neutral on block. So let me check this shit out. What are you? -5. But so then you go through here and you look at all this shit. -68, holy crap. I guess that makes sense because it doesn't actually hit anything. Real talk? I don't believe you. Maybe. Let's see. We can check that pretty easily. We make him block everything but duck. See, there's no way. Look how he gets to move. Like, so basically, if that was 0 on block, I would be jumping at the same exact time he was crouching. But there is a significant amount of time between... Oops, that was a wrong attack. There's a significant amount of time. That's something I need to be using more full screen, just to kind of make people wary. And then you can also cancel it by holding up. So that's kind of, you know, it's a mind game. I do need to get into using a lot of things more. I know my Kodokan is sub-average right now, but yeah. So that's the way I test things. Unfortunately, you can't do it for everything, but like with lows, you can do it. Because they'll try to block something low, or with overheads they'll do it because they'll try to block those high, and then they'll duck back down. And so, you know, unless I completely misunderstand how this game works, which is entirely possible, it's entirely possible that they can still be technically stuck in block stun but can move their block animation up and down. That's 100% possible that they designed it that way. It would be really weird, incredibly illogical from, you know, incredibly inconsistent with every other fighting game out there, but it is possible. But that would be the way that you would test this kind of thing, to see if something's neutral. Is you would do something like that. You would make them block it, and then King of Fighters 13 actually had the best way to do this. There was something that I believe it was like you could hit them, or you could put them into block stun, and then there was a setting you could change so that once they got out of block stun, they would jump. And so that you could get frame data out of that by... Basically, you make somebody block something, then you both hold up, and then whoever jumps first, if the character that throws out the move jumps first, it's plus on block. If the character that blocks jumps first, it's negative on block. And then you can also, you know, record it and then go frame by frame to see exactly how much block stun there is attributed to it. All of that shit. So that's kind of what I'm, slightly what I'm doing here. It's not the same exact thing. You can't do the same thing here. But that would basically be, you know what I've always kind of wondered? Can you? No, it doesn't. That wouldn't work because it doesn't. I was wondering if you could like armor a breaker, but that would be thinking like breakers were like bursts in that you just do them when you're in block stun or hit stun, versus a breaker is triggered off of getting hit. So there's no way to bait those out. It'll just, you hit them, they break, it's done. So I don't know why I was thinking about that. I was just trying to look at things that could potentially beat breakers, but I don't think that's possible. Oops. So yeah, so I was looking at this game from the wrong point of view and thinking that I needed to be able to punish everything and get into a combo, but instead of that, I need to just basically be using my fastest moves, which for Kodokan, he has 2 6-frame moves. His crouching 1 is a 6-frame move, and it's a little crouching jab. I think that one only hits mid. And then his crouching 3, which is this, he kind of does a little, like, what is it, like that, you know how, they do the Irish dance thing? Cross your arms, duck down, get knees to about a 90-degree angle, and you start kicking your feet out, that kind of dance. That's actually what the move looks like. But that's a low attack, but the other, the one has further range. The other one's a low instead of being just a mid attack. So I need to be using those to punish, get a little bit of damage, and then I start my mix-up off of that. I start to run my offense off of that. So I don't get a full punish, but I get the potential for a full combo. And then I just have to look out for blatantly, incredibly unsafe things to punish with real combos, but the majority of the time it's going to be that. It's going to be, okay, that move they just used is negative. Now it's my turn to do something until I can end my pressure, until I am forced to end my pressure. But let's talk about Reptile and how I really need to learn this character. You know why?